Today we're going to be talking about mom hacks that you may or may not do to keep you organized. These are some hacks that I don't think you would have come across as much on the internet. So let's just see. You'll have to tell me in the comments down below. If you're new here, hello, my name is Julie. I have 3 young children and I'm an occupational therapist. So I bring a lot of my OT experience and background into my channel, my podcast, the Confident Parenting podcast that you're watching now, as well as my coaching experience in groups and solo with moms. I absolutely love one-to-one coaching. So if that is something that you're interested in, you want to change your life, you want to work through a tough transition, you just want to get to know yourself better. I know I found it invaluable for me when I have done coaching. So I hope that's something you will consider. Make sure you just send me an email down below and we can set up a call to chat. But that's not what we're going to talk about today. Today's episode are my little unknown hacks that I do that might be helpful to you. Maybe a couple of them in here you haven't thought of before or heard of. So I really hope that this episode is helpful to you. And if it is, make sure that you subscribe, give this video a like, do all the things. Let me know what hack you do that other people don't know about so that we can share and learn from each other. All right, so my first hack, something that I started doing recently, is I buy cards, birthday cards, birthday cards, new baby cards, sympathy cards, thank you cards. I buy them all in one go. What I've done in the past is I would go to Target and I'd buy like a group of 10 of the same card, right? Which is good. I mean, sure, you can absolutely do that. And like having the cards at home is step 1, right? Because when you need a card and you don't have it, that's where the problem comes in. That's where there's a massive breakdown. The thing with that is that I don't know who I've sent a card to or not, the same one or not. And sometimes you want like something a little bit nicer, maybe. So what I have done recently is I love Costco. If you don't know this about me, I call it Disney World for grown-ups. I love Costco too much because I always walk out of there a lot poorer than I anticipated. But they have beautiful, very high quality cards for all occasions in a box. So I'm going to show you the box. Hold on. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see my box that I'm about to hold. You can see the box I'm about to hold up here, right here, or on Spotify. And inside they have all of these cards. You'll see I've like used a bunch of them already. Beautiful. Like, how cute is that? They look like papyrus cards, if you know what I mean. They're embossed and they stand up a little bit and they're just really nice. There's a lot of blank ones as well. There's cards for kids, there's cards for grown-ups. It just looks like you've got it together, when you have a card like that. So now I have a whole bunch of cards. They're all different, so there's no duplicates. And I know that I can give the same person a card and it's not going to be the same one. It's going to be tailored for their specific situation. And it just shows like I went to a little bit more effort, Leading on to that, my next hack is that I, for the most part, have stopped buying birthday gifts for kids that my kids go to school with. When we get invited to these group class birthday parties, which is still very much the norm, especially in the younger grades, they invite everybody, which is really nice to include everyone. But I just don't know these children very well. So I don't know what they would like, what they have already. And here I am on my channel talking about decluttering and organizing. I don't want to contribute to more stuff in their home. So what I've been doing recently, probably for like a year now, is that I buy them gift cards, Amazon gift cards usually, because here's what I figure. These kids are going to get a lot of gifts from their peers, even if the parents say no gifts or whatever. They're going to get a lot of stuff. Let's be honest, a lot of kids' toys and gear they're not going to be of the highest caliber. They're going to be kind of junky. Child's going to play with it for one day and then be done. It's going to clutter up your home. So I feel like if I give something like an Amazon gift card, mom and dad can decide what they want to do with it. If they want the child to pick out something online, if they want to contribute that to the household. It's a contribution even to say, thank you for inviting us to your party. I'm sure this cost you some money. Here is kind of a financial contribution towards that. This is how I feel right now. Let me know if that's controversial. Yes, it's beautiful to receive a lot of gifts, but I figure they're going to receive a lot of presents from other people, from family members. maybe friends that know them better and can actually select a thoughtful gift. That's my theory. So I just think for the moment, it saves me a lot of time and angst because I can order a bunch of gift cards and have them ready to go. I can order sort of more boy or more girl kind or just neutral. I mean, no one's ever going to be upset with an Amazon gift card, I don't think. So it's just a way to recognize that the child has a birthday, contribute, give something because that is a custom to show up with something, and also just not contribute to their clutter. I mean, they could also put it together with, if they get any other gift cards, they could accumulate them and buy something more meaningful or like that is more expensive that the child needs. I just feel like the parent is the one that knows what a child would like the best. Now, if it's something where I'm very close to a child, like it's a family member or someone that we hang out with a lot, that's different. If I feel comfortable enough, and I have done this in the past, what does so and so want for their birthday, and the parents will give me ideas. But I just feel like this helps me out a ton as well, because now I have 3 kids. We're getting invited to a lot of birthday parties, and certain times of the year are going to be busier than others. And I just feel like this is maybe a better use of my money and their time. And I don't know them well enough to buy them an experience, but sometimes I do that as well if I know the child well enough. So it is a bit nuanced, but I think having a few little gift cards, I usually do $25, but you do whatever you feel is appropriate. Having a few of those around, as long as you don't forget about them, is never going to be a waste. And if you do, you could always use them yourself. So if you don't end up giving them away as gifts, you can always use them yourself. All right, something else that I do on a really daily basis, now that my children are playing a lot of sports and after school activities, they have long days. They finish school kind of late, and when I pick them up from school, they are famished. They are starving. They need like a second lunch, because I don't know exactly what time they have lunch, but they have lunch early, like noon, maybe 11:30, noon, depending on what grade they're in. And then I'm picking them up around 3:30, and then they still have sports after that. They're famished. So what I do is I was finding that I was rushing, right? And I hate this feeling, and I just end up doing it too much. So even if I plan my life perfectly, I'm still going to end up rushing. So I'd rather just leave that for the unexpected things. But I was finding that I was trying to make them a meal and lunch and organize everything right before I needed to get out the door. And then I feel like I'm going to be late, and traffic is unpredictable, blah, 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 blah. I start making their second lunch, essentially, the morning, like once I get back from school drop off, and then I put it in the fridge. I pack them a little snack pack. I've been using these little snack boxes or tackle boxes. I'll go grab one and show you, that I think is really helpful for so many different things. I have a couple of them that we use for different things, and it's really great because then I can put it in the fridge. I just have to remember to take it out the fridge. Okay, so here's my little tackle box. I bought these from Target, but I'm sure you can get similar ones in different places. We use them for hair accessories. We use them for crayons and coloring and things like that. So they look like what I would kind of think of as like a fishing tackle box, but they're much lighter. And then inside, they have this divided compartment. So you could put crackers or fruit or popcorn or I don't know, whatever you want inside of this. And then you have the bottom part that is just open. So then you could I usually make, if you're curious, I always make a cream cheese bagel for each child. As I said, they need like actual food. It's crazy. Like no one told me this before I had a baby, that I had to make 7 meals a day, real meals. Anyway, so I usually do like a cream cheese bagel. Then we do some kind of snack, like maybe a homemade bar if they'll eat it. Fruit, like a clementine or something, or apples, grapes, whatever, nuts, because now my car is not a nut-free classroom, so we can have nuts and like nutritious food in the car. So I do something like that, and I pack it early before I'm leaving, like way before I'm leaving, put it in the fridge, and then it's ready to go, and I'm not like rushing like a mad woman out the door. So I try and do that. My mom used to cook dinner in the morning, and I always was like, not so crazy. I don't know if I really thought about it very much, but she was smarter than me. And so, if I could cook dinner in the morning, that would be great. That would be the great next step. But having the snacks ready to go, because it's like a daily thing, like we have something on for someone every single day, they need food. And now I've trained them where I pick them up from school and I give them something to eat. They're always in the car and they're like, I'm starving. So either, I've tried giving them more food at school, but it's not even about that. I don't even think they have enough time to eat more food, or they're not given like a second snack break after lunch. And so this is their snack break. So that's something that has really helped me, as well as packing extracurricular stuff for school. So when I went to school, we had all of our sports attached to school. So you went to school with your school bag that had your books and your lunch. And then we had what we would call a tog bag. So that's like your sports bag that would go with you as well. And sometimes you'd leave your gym bag at home and get in trouble. But my kids don't have that. They are, they're growing up bougie, man. And they have their mother to pack their bag for them and bring their supplies in the car so that we're not late because we don't have enough time to go home. So today, for example, I have to pack for swimming and for tennis for different children, go to different places. It's Looney Tunes over here. But anyway, it is also my own fault, I guess. No one forced me to sign them up for these things. But I will pack my kids' tennis bag, put it in the boot of my car, put it in the trunk of my car, as well as their swimming stuff. That's super easy to do. And then it's just like, I'm not likely to forget anything, and it's there and I'm not rushing, and it's just, I can just like enjoy. I try to take 30 minutes before I go and leave to pick them up for school, just to do something I really want to do, because that second shift after I've dropped them off and now I'm about to pick them up and start the chaos, it's like the end of the day, you feel the worst, and now I have to power through until dinner and then until bedtime, getting the little one to sleep. So I really try and make my life a little bit easier in that regard. And then something else, I don't know if this is really a hack, and this is not something that is rocket science by any means, but honestly, having a list and writing it down is the greatest thing I've ever done for my brain. I don't know what it is, but I have this compulsion to check things off a list. So I'll show you what book I use. So I've shown this in a video before. So I have a whole video about this planner because I think it's so amazing. And I don't know why I don't always use it. That's so silly. But so you can see over here, I wrote a whole list of things and I achieved all of it. Because there's something about writing it all down, like pen to paper, old school. We spend so much time in the digital world. I love pens, I love paper, I love writing things down. So I'm tapping into that and my handwriting and just the whole feel of it, and then checking things off my list at the end of the day or as I go along. It's so satisfying that it motivates me. And what I think it does is it decreases my overthinking brain. So there are certain tasks that I psych up in my head and don't want to do. I almost don't even want to say this out loud, but I do feel like this is part of who I am. I have social anxiety calling people I don't know sometimes. So if I need to call somebody about an issue I had with an online order, or I don't know, call the plumber for something, or just people that I don't know. I don't have any issue calling my family or my husband or anything like that, or people that I know, not really. There's something about calling people that my little millennial brain doesn't love, but I can do it. I do it. I mean, I'm a grown up. I have to call people I don't like to call all the time. But putting it down on a piece of paper and then just doing it takes away that second guessing, that feeling of nervousness. It cuts it down. And I think it just really, really helps. Also, because, and I've spoken about this before, but because now I have my kids at school and it's the first time in my life that I'm in charge of my time for a certain period of hours during the day, I can go a little crazy. I can waste a lot of time easily, and I need to be productive, at least for some of the day. And then I can relax. Because here's the thing, if I'm not productive, I just start worrying about the fact that I haven't done what I need to do, and this to-do list is bearing down on me. So it's much easier if I just get it out the way, and then I can enjoy a few hours or a little bit of time where I can read a book, which is also important, which I also put on my to-do list, or I can, catch up with friends or make plans, fun things, do something fun for me before I have to now go and manage the crazy when everybody comes home. So, and I think that's really important. I'm really trying to balance rest, relaxation, resetting with the craziness that is just inherently my life right now with young kids and a husband that travels a lot. So anyway, having a list, I'm telling you, get a notebook. This is not expensive. I can link the one I have. I got it on Amazon. I love it. It's pink, which Can you tell I like pink? What I also really like about this particular one is that it has a section for priorities. And that was something that I was really falling short on. So it has a section where you can write down all of your to-do list, which is important because you just want to brain dump everything you need to do. And then what I find tricky is like prioritizing. And just for me, doing the thing I don't want to do the most first is probably just the rule of thumb when it comes to prioritizing. So I always try and do that like big thing. Might be like a work related thing, or calling someone I don't want to call, making an uncomfortable phone call. That's usually what it is, or making a dentist appointment or something like that. You know, it's often when things have gone wrong. Like I had to return something recently and they told me that I will see a refund in 3 to 5 days. Now it's been like over a week and like no one has contacted me. There's more to this story. So now I have to follow up on them. You know, that kind of thing. This is a bad example because I'm just doing it over email, but I will have to eventually call them if they don't get back to me, and that's fine. But it's just like something that's like gnawing at you, you know? So having a to-do list, honestly, really helps. So I thought I was going to do this quick and snappy 5 hacks, but that's just not how I roll. I'm all here for the long form content. But those are my latest hacks that have really, really helped me. I hope they will help you. Leave your hacks down below that you feel like have been game changing for you. And so I'm sure there are things that we can all benefit from and that I definitely haven't thought of and that I need in this lifetime. So make sure you leave them down in the comments. Please subscribe, like this video if you got some value from it. Share it with your mommy friends if you think that it will help them. And yeah, I can't wait to see you in my next episode. Bye.